Hello, welcome again to another episode of Monday Tsene with Pretoria Psychologists. My name is Molapisi, and today we're going to be talking about how to cope with anxiety in a school context. Now, if you would remember or track back, anxiety can be explained as excessive fear or worry that interrupts you from, going about and doing your daily activities. And in the world and also in South Africa, we have been involved in a pandemic, or we found ourselves in a pandemic, the coronavirus, where it has changed how we go about, doing life. And particularly, it has changed, how the school life looks like. So nowadays, from going to school every day, you'd find that now you have those who are going to school week in, you have those who are going to school 2 days a week, or those who are going to school 3 days a week. And all of this sometimes can cause some sort of uneasiness for an individual because of, first of all, we were not, prepared for this whole situation. This means that the school lifestyle have changed. So meaning that some go to school week in, some go to school week out, and also some they go 2 days a week or 3 days a week, with some having to have reverted to online learning. And this sometimes can create some sort of pressure. I mean, if you remember last year, you had other young people who had decided that they would rather not go to school, and also parents have decided that maybe the children must not go to school because of the fear of them catching the virus, and which meant that the kids would have to go back to school the following year, being the year 2021. So all of this essentially can cause a person to feel pressured to perform, pressured to obviously want to do good. Now we are from the first term where people have received their reports. So some have done well, congratulations to those. Some have not done well, and also this could bring pressure because now you start doubting yourself. And basically this whole new normal can be very overwhelming for a lot of us. So this is how you can now see anxiety playing out in the school context. You might find that you find it difficult to concentrate in class. You might find that, for an example, your marks have dropped. Maybe you were used to having, good grades, but now because of also lack of effort, or rather not putting the effort, because in your mind you are constantly worrying that, but anyway, I'm not gonna pass, so why should I put in the effort? So then that on its own also makes you to not put in the effort and drop with your marks. The other thing is that you might find that there's disruptions in your sleeping patterns, where you either sleep a lot because of you are worried, or you don't actually sleep at all. Sometimes you might find that there's fatigue, you're constantly tired, or you want to isolate yourself. You don't want to be with people that you enjoy their company, or you don't also want to do activities that you once enjoyed, simply because of, you might find the new normal overwhelming, and the new normal having pressured you so much that you end up feeling like you cannot cope, which ends up interrupting your schoolwork. So then one might ask, how then can I be able to cope? So the first thing that you need to remember is that all of this is very normal. It's very normal. None of us had, prepared to be in a pandemic like this. The other second thing that you can do is that you can talk to a trusted adult. This trusted adult can be your teacher, it can be your parent, it can be an adult friend, it can be a pastor, anyone basically that you might feel free or feel comfortable in talking to and letting them know the experiences that you are going through. The other thing that you can also do is taking a walk, to clear out your thoughts, doing the breathing in exercising, where you breathe in and you breathe out, where it helps your heart rate to drop and basically come back to normal. And perhaps the other tip that I would say would be that remember that an elephant wasn't eaten in one day. So you know that, for example, you have maths today. Maybe you can set up a timetable to say, when I come back from school, I'm going to focus on maths. Tomorrow I focus maybe on physics. The other day I focus on science, or whatever the subject that you might be doing. That in that way, you'll see that as you gradually work on your schoolwork, little by little or piece by piece, you are able to complete the elephant that's in there. And also, if your school have resources, for those who are fortunate, you can always contact your school psychologist or a social worker. Or also, what you can do is that, I know a lot of young people, we have smartphones, so you can also, go on the website of the South African Depression and Anxiety Group, where you'll be able to access resources and access articles and material where you can actually read on about anxiety. Also, please note that the tips, or rather the signs of, if you have been experiencing anxiety, they are not limited to what I have mentioned, but it could be also, an array or other symptoms that you might be seeing. Well, I hope that you enjoyed today's conversation, and I hope that you found it very helpful. Thank you.